Oh, they need so much more to make this work because, as it is, Felgrand and Friends isn't going to be doing a whole lot. Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Blue Corner. In this video I'm giving you guys a profile slash discussion on the Felgrand deck I used in the last video because people wanted to see it and there are things I have to say about this. Now, for those of you who have not watched my video of Felgrand, then check it out. If you didn't get a chance to read my annotation comments, I suggest you check those out because I actually go into great detail on what I like and don't like about this deck, while also going into a rant on how this is not Disaster Dragon, despite what idiots on Pojo will tell you. Oh, we summon dragons from the graveyard and then attack with them? That's totally Disaster Dragon. Yeah, no. But, this deck, like, I don't want to say it's complete garbage, but it's definitely not as good as everything else in the field, and there are people out there who want this to be as good as Monarchs. I don't. I want this to be better than Monarchs, because if Monarchs are the standard bearer, then all structure deck R's are going to just be awful in the long run, because Monarchs saw like a huge spike in play at first, and then they stopped, and they became not so good. In fact, you could even argue that Monarchs are bad, but neither here or there. I will say that the Monarch deck is inconsistent, prone to bricking, incredibly one-dimensional, and that's actually what I'm seeing with this deck, because you have all these big dragons that do nothing in your hand. You never really want to have them there, so you have to get them to the graveyard, and then you have to bring them back out of the graveyard, and then when you bring them out of the graveyard, they do something, and that's it. Like, this deck doesn't really combo off, amass a big board that your opponent has to break. If anything, you are going super minus in order to set up your field. And if your opponent is able to break your field, which shouldn't be that hard because you probably ended up going -2 in order to make your board, you're probably going to lose because this deck can't top deck. It's really unfortunate, but that's just how it is so far. Like, granted, we only have a couple decks out of the structure. I'm sure we're going to get another couple monsters, another Scholar Trap, because right now, this is just not great. If you're thinking of playing Leviathan in Lad, no. Just no. Those cards are awful in here. In fact, I don't even know if I want to continue playing this thing. It's just... Yeah, he pulls a monster out of your deck and equips it, and he's unaffected by monster effects. Well, that's the case, but 1700 is kind of weak. And summoning this thing in passing isn't that great. Like, the only reason the only reason this thing does something in this deck is because of Monk. Like, adding Monk in the deck was definitely a good move, and that's one thing I will credit Pojo for, is coming up with the idea of playing this guy here, because you can, if you open with Monk and a spell, you can end up with a Queen Dragon Jin or a Degusto Amiro plus a monster, just like that. So that's what Monk does in here. Uh, but yeah, those are like my initial thoughts on this. It's bricky, inconsistent. It doesn't really do a whole lot of unfair things at the moment, and like some of its cards are just like Felgrand. I honestly think that White Spirit Dragon is the superior card in this deck because of what it does. It's a normal monster, so you can send it with Shrine, and you can bring it back with normal support, and then it's an effect monster on field that generates a plus by removing back row and getting rid of pendulum scales. Popping back row is always nice, as opposed to Felgrand, who gets rid of a monster and then brings in another monster, which is fine and all. I mean, he does set up a rank 8, but I feel like almost every time I have a gospel play or called on to play, I'm never bringing this back, I'm bringing this back. Morphage Irritum is a really nice tech card in here. It's a level 8, so you can trade it in if you draw it, and if you have it in play, you cut off their extra deck, that's good. Like, that stuff that shuts off a fully stocked Pendulum deck, it screws over Ixies and Synchro decks, Infusion decks. 2750 is passable. I mean, I would much rather this thing be 2850. It's tie Ignister, but for what it does, okay, it's also Earth. And then Alexander Dragon is in here because I wanted to have a level 4 Shrine target, but honestly, I'm probably going to cut this for, I don't know, Dodger Dragon. I don't know, I do feel like some level 4 dragons should be played in here just so you have the instant fusion play if you open with Shrine instant fusion. and then the Ancient Whitestone is so I can make a trade in live, or I can just summon a White Spirit Dragon out of the deck during main phase and pop something. And then that's really it for that. Like the spells, I think are self-explanatory. Shrine sets you up. Gospel Revival is a very good card. This is the best card in the deck, and making this live is probably your win con. Just it is field removal. Yeah, it's field removal or levels of Dragon we got that special deck, which we probably will get, but it can sort of set up a right gate play if that crowd is able to beat something over. Like I don't like the fact that this thing is you have to beat a monster over in order to get something back. I think a once per turn revive a dragon from the graveyard effectively better, but when you have trade in, this is a combo. This is a combo deck. Like trying to play this as a grind control oriented deck like Disaster Dragon is not gonna cut it. You're way too prone to breaking if you do it that way. You need to turbo through your deck, set up your graveyard, put out monsters, and just push. And thus all this trade support's in there. I wish I could fit in more draw support, but the level 7 engine isn't exactly too thrilling at the moment. Instant Fusion for Norden, because Queen Dragoon Jin is legit. Twin Twister, you have big dead cards in your hand, you might as well use them for back removal. And this card, oh my god, this card is not good. In fact, I'm probably going to cut this out entirely because its skill drain effect, number one, it is always Chain Link 1, so monster effects that activate on summon will bypass this, and those are usually the ones that you want to deal with the most. Now, certain monsters who have ignition effects, yes, this screws over, and it does allow you to open with this plus Paladin to set up a turn 1 White Spirit Dragon or Felgrand or what have you, but I was very underwhelmed by this card, and I'm probably going to cut it in the future. Foolish, Rhoda, Soul Charger, self-explanatory, Notice is self-explanatory, Call the Haunted. I figured 5 revival cards would be good, and then like the extra deck Norden, Blue-Eyed Spirit Dragon, because sometimes you will be able to synchro summon this thing, and being able to pull out Authorize is pretty legit. Dark Matter Dragon, you only get this thing off once due to the low number of dragons you want to put in there, but you do have rank 8, so why not? Full Armor Photon Dragon, it's removal. Titanic Galaxy is probably your best opening Xyz play, just because negating a spell is really powerful, and this alongside Queen Dragoon means that it's really hard to break that board, since Dragoon prevents this guy from being killed in battle, and then this guy can redirect attacks that be thrown at Dragoon. It's actually pretty good. And Felgrand, Alcei doesn't target, so you can out a spaceship with this. Dragonlord in case you come across the Mirror or Blue Eyes. Lancelot if you need to get a direct shot in, or if you need to negate something. And then these, like, Castell's the best generic rank 4 for removal. Queen Dragoon Jin pulls out any of these things. They can attack, but she keeps them from being killed in battle. And that goes to a mill, either reload your deck or summons back White Spirit Dragon to pop back throw. So it's basically an MST. And that's pretty much it for the deck itself. I'm sorry to be such a huge buzzkill with this, but I'm just giving you guys my honest, if albeit brutal, opinion. What Felgrand needs in order to compete in the game is, well, another big dragon to summon off of this. Like, if they would just get a level 7 that when it is summoned, summons a level 7 or 8 from the graveyard, then my opinion on this would change. That way, Gospel Revival becomes an instant rank 7, or it brings back a level 7 that gets you an 8 that removes something from the field. And I'm sure some people are like, oh, that's too broken. No, that's not. That's dragons being adjusted for power creep. Frankly, dragons are part of the reason why there is power creep, but besides the point. It'd be just a simple couple pluses and advantage, and there's just 1-for-1 removal with these guys anyway. Not +1 removal. But that's what I really would like to see, is just something that makes it so that when you play Gospel Revival, you aren't getting just a +1 off of it, you're getting a +2. I think that'd be great. A good trap card as well. Well, actually, no, trap cards are too slow at Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm sure there will be something, and it's probably going to be bad. Another spell would be nice, like maybe some form of searching out dragons so that you can make your trade-ins faster. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. But that's all I got for this. I'll revisit this deck again when more contents of the structure is released. We'll probably get a field spell too, actually, and they'll probably have some kind of floodgate effect. Hopefully a better one than this. But anyway, yeah, when more support for Felgrand is released, I'll take another look at this. But for the time being, if you want to play a dragon deck, by the point that this stuff comes out, I think Blue Eyes is just going to be the better deck. So maybe I'll try and build that. See if I can find a build that Blue Eyes that I like. And that's pretty much it for the video. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, this is Blue Star 9, jacking out.